2018 is already a big year for games. Far Cry 5 won't let us leave Hope County without sneaking into every outpost without being detected, and Fortnite's constantly adding enough new content for just one more victory royale. But while you might have your calendar planned out for the next AAA releases, the year ahead wants to punish your hard drive and free time even more with some seriously tempting indie titles. Whether they're coming from big independent studios or ultra-caffeinated two-person teams, you really don't want to miss 2018's indie games. Here are the 9 most exciting indies to watch out for. It's always annoying when people categorise a game by saying it's like other games that have had a baby together. Instead, imagine Pokemon, Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon all got into a hot tub and someone turned the temperature up really high until they turned into soup. Add beautiful visuals and even more endless optimism to the mix, and Abletts is a Technicolor happiness maker. Here on your perfect farm, you can grow adorable creatures with names like Fleeble, Bristlebud, Snurfler and Radlad. And if all the gosh darn cute just wasn't enough, you can go on adventures with your Abletts, decorate your home, bake muffins, plant even more cute creatures from seeds, and quest through an assortment of joyous towns. Yes, it does sound too good to be true, but we can't wait to try it out later this year. We could even do a Abletts play. No? Fine, but the puns don't get better after this. If you fancy hunting down mummies and other assorted ancient creatures with up to 3 less dusty real humans, Strange Brigade looks like the perfect adventure for you. Complete with a spiffing British narrator to keep your spirits up, this co-op shooter from Sniper Elite Dev's Rebellion is full of puzzles, fire traps and endless swathes of sarcophagus escapees to take on with an array of weaponry. You can go against the staggering hordes alone with AI pals full to the brim with daring do, but jumping into the action with friends is by far the best way to get involved with this Indiana Jones style adventure. Plus, the choice of weaponry is exactly what you'd expect from the studio responsible for the Nazi Zombie Army series, which means the action feels great too. As they say, boom.
Is it Guy Fawkes night already?
Let's face it, there's a lot of death in games. It's the predictable result of a clumsy slip of the mouse or just not hitting that QTE fast enough. Yet for all that endless shuffling off the mortal coil, most games aren't actually about actively dying. Flipping Death, on the other hand, only starts when poor Penny here has her very own game over and heads into the other side to meet Death himself. Instead of just moping around with her fellow ghosts, Penny starts doing helpful jobs for the big man with the scythe. She's also got the small matter of her own murder to solve, so there's plenty to be getting on with while enjoying the cartoon visuals from Zoink Games. Everything on the other side is a darker, scarier version of the real world, but in a cute way, so expect more googly eyes than, say, Silent Hill. It's a universal truth that cats make everything better. Houses, cafes, buses, the internet. The world is improved by having more felines within patting distance. Moniko's Night Market fully supports this theory. A gentle management sim revolving around a young girl called, funnily enough, Moniko, the game lets you manage a stall at the weekly market on a beautiful Japanese island. But where do the cats come in, you cry? Moniko starts to hear tell of a sun cat called Abe, who is worshipped by the people of the town and has been spotted on the island. Thus begins her quest to find him, but you can always return to your market booth, try the delicious foods on offer from other stalls, and even play mini-games at carnival stands. Moniko's Night Market looks like joyous and relaxing cat-filled fun. It definitely gives us fuzzy feelings. And don't worry, at Logitech G we are absolutely as passionate about dogs as we are about cats. If you're looking for a game all about the goodest of the good dogs, Russian subway dogs will scratch that canine itch. Fleas aside, this game is actually based on the very real furry friends who frequent the Moscow Underground train line. The action is all about scavenging tasty morsels from unsuspecting commuters, but expect chaos to reign as you dodge explosive vodka, eat hot sauce to bark fireballs, and take on the mythical subway bear. It's worth noting too that all of the different stations are completely unique and based on the art of the stations themselves, so if you want a beautiful pixelated tour of Moscow's subway, you know where to come. There might just be flaming fur in the way. PT, the now mythical playable teaser for the Silent Hill sequel that never was from Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, might be dead and gone, but its ghost haunts modern horror games. Kickstarter success Visage isn't just similar to that endless corridor that now lurks in your nightmares, but it's what developers Sad Square Studios are calling a spiritual successor to that experience. Using the same everyday environments to lull you into a false sense of security, Visage even looks the same as PT, with grey washed out colours, slow opening doors that gradually unpick your sanity, and ominous corridors. This is psychological horror at its most terrifying as the house creaks around you and dark entities whisper in your ears. And if PT wasn't enough of an influence, the developers have also taken inspiration from horror movies like Ju-on: The Grudge, as well as James Wan's The Conjuring. We don't normally endorse the technique, but this might just be take one headphone off material. Vampires are meant to have it easy. Find a tomb with a view, wear a lot of black, don't get old and ugly, and never have the problem of having to choose between nighttime beverages. However, Vampire from Life is Strange studio Don't Nod definitely isn't handing over a life of undead luxury. We'll be playing as Jonathan Reed, a doctor in London during 1918's Spanish flu epidemic. When he's transformed into a creature of the night, Jonathan still has all of the morals that make him such a good doctor, but unfortunately also has the desire to empty his patients like delicious cartons of juice. Thus, Vampire offers up plenty of moral dilemmas. Do you feed on those who need your help and use them to level up in strength and abilities, or do you shun your cravings and try and do the right thing? Add in vampire hunters wandering the atmospheric streets stakes in hand, and this definitely looks like one to be positive about. If you need a little more Wes Anderson in your life after the delights of Isle of Dogs, look no further than this beautiful stop-motion style adventure. We'll play as Harold, the janitor on board a ship that's humanity's last hope of a continuing existence. Poor planning and a ridiculous fight in the cockpit has meant that the ship has landed on an alien planet made entirely of water and has been there for an exceptionally long time. As Harold, we'll explore this oh-so-touchable world and, if not save humanity, at least see some incredible locations as people have grown old on a spaceship underwater. And, in case you were wondering how it's done, it turns out that the team at Slowbros crafted every tiny detail by hand. Puppets, backgrounds and props were painstakingly built before uploading as a digital file to become the game. Is it too late for Wallace and Gromit to get the same treatment? Sometimes, the night before your first gig, you need to head out and explore alternate dimension dream worlds where you can be a neon-lit electric guitar playing god. Okay, that's quite specific, but it is exactly what a young musician does in the David Bowie-inspired side-scroller The Artful Escape of Francis Vendetti. Announced at Microsoft's E3 conference last year, the game looks like complete sensory overload. 1 minute Francis is wandering through a silent snowy woodland, the next he's surfing beams of light and shredding perfect riffs on his glowing white guitar. Oh, and then there's the monsters that you can have conversations with before making delightful music together. Sometimes over the top can be irritating, but in the case of The Artful Escape, we just want more in our eyeballs right now. And don't fret, it's on the way. So there they are, the 9 most exciting indies you need to hunt down this year. Have we missed any that you're ridiculously excited about? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to drop us a like if you've enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button for more videos from Logitech G.